everybody a volunteer hours form for our meeting that we had over the summer. We need to get those hours. And then, obviously, we clocked in today. But I know we had, how long was that meeting at your house? A couple hours?
Oh, God, at least.
10 hours!
I know.
So, if everybody can put their name on that, and then if you attended that meeting, I know it was at least 2 hours, right?
Yeah. So do we need to make multiple copies of this, or just
Well,
we just kind of do a run?
I'll just bring one of these to every meeting, I think, and if anybody has anything that you did over the summer that hasn't been accounted for since the last time you submitted this form, and then plus if you attended the meeting at your home, that was fun. No one was able to clock in for that. Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting?
I'll second.
So if you want to turn this, you can turn this into me if you want. I'll hand it to Denise, or if you want to give it to Denise on your way out, just
Steve, you took the attention.
get your name, obviously. And it would have been July 2014. This is just what we do. Did you do anything else this summer?
Yeah, that was just in that one meeting. Where's the meeting spot?
I think at the very bottom.
That's where I'm going.
Yeah, that's
PTA work-related meeting.
This is Natasha,
I
right?
think that's right. I wasn't there, so.
Do you have an extra one of those?
Yeah.
Did you do a few things?
Is there another roster?
Another what?
Roster.
Another roster.
Yes.
It says roster. Right there, roster. The thing with the phone numbers and the names.
The date of the meeting at Sarah James is the 23rd.
How about that, isn't it?
July the 23rd?
Yes.
All right.
So,
Michelle, I have a question about the volunteer hours record.
Uh-huh.
Are we tracking that per month, or is that over?
It's an ongoing usually if you clock in at the school, it does it for us, but this was a meeting that happened at Sarah Jane's home.
Or any work you do
Or
outside the
anything.
home, like, you know.
Go home and type up something, or if we are all out
You know, during-
shopping for an event, at Costco, picking
Or
up
at,
supplies.
you know, the walk and roll time when there's a lot of people, doing stuff.
Rock and roll. Did we ever put our hours on the walk and roll?
is there another volunteer hours record?
Well, that's
Susan
last
needs
year.
Okay. I'll have to do this one.
I mean, that's last year anyway. I mean,
Okay,
you
give me
have
here, I'll go
to
back.
close out.
I don't think I do.
The summer comes so quickly.
Yeah,
Everybody
after
just
the meeting,
scatters.
it's like we don't want to come back up here and do it. I mean, it's like,
Put all the teacher appreciation. I bet we can write that down.
Thank you.
I kind of remember right now, but appreciation.
I don't remember that.
Okay, so this would have been July. This is for last year or this year?
That's one of.
July counts for us, everything is as of July 1.
July.
It starts the new year.
Okay, that was my next question.
Yeah, I think that's why we have it in July, so,
Okay.
We can make a pile of, and everybody did clock in today, right? So we get credit for this.
Linda, at some point, I don't know what to do with it. I guess Linda's going to talk to you about it.
Amanda had a few questions about the reflections, and that's in reference to some information you sent out today that I forwarded. She wanted to know how to submit the artwork. She's saying one from each class, per grade level, or just a few that she selects? So, how do you think she ought to?
Maybe she should, that Pate Neal, I believe that's his name.
Mm-hmm.
He's like,
He's-
I hate to say it, I do not know.
Yeah, I don't know anything about
We've
reflection.
never done
We've
reflections.
never done
Okay,
reflection.
it's an individual, every
Every
child.
child
I
can
think
do
every
it, I
child
think.
can do
Something.
it.
Or
There
she
should
should
be
do
a
it.
limit.
Yeah, there
But,
should.
but the parents need to fill out something because it gets sent, like if something gets selected from here, it goes on to a state
Yeah.
thing.
Probably has to
So the
get-
parents really need to, there's a form that the parents have to sign. But the way it works in the regular elementary schools is every child, it's not
That's the opportunity.
it's not limited per school.
Maybe that's up to Amanda to decide which children, maybe, because she would be overseeing this.
But the thing is, if every
You know,
parent wants their
she
child's
probably can't
artwork
do every
submitted,
child.
but that's what I'm saying is it's not work on it shouldn't be work on the school's part to submit. The parents should fill out a form and submit it with their child's stuff.
That's how they do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then there's a committee that votes within the school on the
On what
artwork.
is the best artwork?
Yes, there should be a reflections committee,
Yeah.
and then that committee votes
Okay.
on not just the artwork,
That's
but
probably why we've never done
Yeah,
it. That would be too hard to vote against this.
It's
I mean, she can form her little committee with, one or two little
She could,
teachers or
yeah, and it's not just artwork; it's also,
poems, literature.
Yeah, it's writing, creative writing.
and
yeah.
also, music
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
choreography, like dancing or something. There's different.
I think the
types.
special needs category was going to be a little different though.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That
they
makes
did.
sense.
Yeah, that's why they asked us, because they didn't
Oh.
create a new thing where it
The,
geared towards special.
yeah, the only I read on that. The only difference with the special needs is that it wasn't like they would all be lumped into one category. So on the regular categories, it's kindergarten through third, or kindergarten through second, but third through fifth. On the special needs category, they just all kind of go into the same pot. So it's regardless of grade and age.
The other thing with ours is they do a lot of things collaborative.
I
They also
know.
look at the craft there, but it brought in significant money.
I
And
know.
like I said, many children have participated in that.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
I just kind of had it in my mind that maybe Amanda would just pick out, select
Yeah,
some that.
and it's not, that's the other thing with the collaboration is the artwork is supposed to be the child's, not an adult-directed artwork or an adult-directed writing.
Surely that's not going to be, that can't be the criteria for her.
Well, no, the special needs category, yeah, because you got to think, this is a unique school. There are lots of Down syndrome kids in a regular school that are capable of creating their own artwork.
Well, you're right.
But wouldn't necessarily
So we're not.
compete against a peer. So there's probably few children, and, you can still do it within the school and have a winner in the school, but it would be very difficult for our children here to compete at the state level because we're even though we're special needs, our special needs category is much different than what was defined in the program.
And she's also concerned there's a training meeting midweek, September the 10th, 9 a.m., which would cause her to have to miss school. So, was questioning whether or
If she
not
wouldn't
would
mind
go to
calling
that.
the director of Reflect and just talking to him and going over some of these questions with him, that would be great.
I mean, it may be that we don't need to do it. I don't
Yeah, we
know
don't-
that.
this
I
is-
think she's willing to do it, she just wanted to
Yeah,
answer
yeah.
questions on
May
it.
just be.
If it's I could probably
I
go
think
to that
she's
if
kind of
somebody-
hoping that someone would go for her.
When
in
is it?
Atlanta.
It's been next week.
Yeah,
Wednesday.
Okay,
It's next Wednesday.
Interesting.
I think the first question is
I
going to be
can't
if it
go.
has to be student initiated and student
what time?
completed, that will.
9 a.m.
It does rule us out.
I could go,
Well, we
but I
got
just
to
need
have
more
hand over hand,
information.
or,
And some of that art stuff last year,
Okay, I could
I'd
forward
asked her
you
actually this year to work on some, to put in
This
our
came from
board.
Sarah
Oh,
Jane.
that's wonderful.
And then maybe Cindy came to me.
I did too.
I wanted
But
that
kids do it.
sunflower.
Because her hand was up.
Yeah, that sunflower was pretty.
She just does such a great job.
She does.
Okay, yeah, I'd be happy to go to that.
Good,
That'd be-
all right, that will solve one problem for her. But still, I'll ask her, I'll just.
You may want to, before you put it on your calendar, you may, I mean, I guess you could go to find out, but she could just make one phone call, and if they say it can't be teacher directed, then we're out. You know what I
Well,
mean?
that's what I'm saying is within the school, you can still do
it.
something, but technically the Reflections program is a student
Yes.
project.
Yeah.
And
Well, I mean, we've
but-
explained that to
but
them, so
if-
I was thinking maybe they had changed it a little
No,
bit
but-
when they added the special needs section.
No,
I mean, they led us to believe that, you know, it would
No,
be
it
great.
just would be graded differently, because I read the special needs one, but a child in our school could certainly be capable of taking the photograph. And there's a photography category.
yeah, that's right.
There are some kids. There are some kids here that can definitely paint. I mean, it doesn't have to be a landscape. It can be an abstract painting. It just has to be. They have to be able to communicate how it relates to the topic.
Yeah.
To the. And I think some of the kids can do that. Just not a lot of them.
Yeah.
So, like I said, the special needs category is more geared towards those that are integrated into a regular school environment, not this level.
Did you give her your phone number so Amanda
I
could
think she
call you?
already has it. It's on here. My contact
Okay,
information.
all right, and I see his contact is here too, so I'll try to get, Amanda and I both can call him,
Okay,
so, okay. We'll
and get back with Susan on whether she needs to go
Okay.
on the 10th or not. Okay, this has bled over into the general board, so welcome y'all. Thanks for coming. Sandy, do you have to get back to your class? Or?
In a few minutes.
Wait, do you want to go first on with the membership report?
As of today, we have 75 members that have joined for PTA, 35 staff, and 40 parents.
So how many more do we need to make 100%?
26?
26.
26? We need 26 more. All right, y'all, start beating up people.
Well, I mean, yeah, I got my $5 today.
Okay.
Yeah, 25.
25 again. All right. Okay. Well, Natasha is not here. I was hoping to get the ball rolling on these staff lunches. So maybe.
What happens with 100%? Does something happen or is it just?
Well, we're eligible for awards.
Makes us look really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Or
can
should I say it
figure
makes
out
it look-
staff and
the school
them,
look
so it's 35. If we can, out of 180, we ought to put
Yeah. Tell them they don't get to eat at Christmas or.
Give them a jeans paper. I mean,
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
I don't, we'll see if that works with you anyway. We were,
I know in my sister's office it sure works. I mean, they'll give $5 in a minute to wear jeans.
Okay. We've got Challenge Day coming up at the end of the month, but we're cool. We don't need to do anything for that except take the buses. And Blewett School, we've allocated $150. Last year they didn't hardly ask us for very much at all, so if they need any help with Blewett School, let us know for funding.
So the Hollis is participating again this year in that, in the challenge.
so going to the challenge.
Hollis
day, I
is
believe it
participating this year. Last year we didn't, that's why I asked.
Linda, any, you understand the other?
I thought they were, but I cannot say for a fact.
Well, we were sent home the forms, but I was just double checking, because last year a decision was made, although I think it may have been a teacher decision, not a
My understanding was that everybody would go to Challenge Day, that for Special Olympics, sometimes some students, if they felt like the day was too much, it was going to be too hot, or, that kind of thing, then they did not go. Not everyone goes to Special Olympics, but everybody goes.
Because it's just for us, to Challenge Day.
Yeah, no, I know that, but last year the Hollis kids didn't go to it.
Well, they should.
So that's the 26th, right?
Yeah, the last Friday in September. Okay, and y'all do know family night is the first Thursday night in November, right? On the calendar.
Either November 4th or 8th.
The 6th.
6:30 to 8.
Yeah,
Sharon
November
has
6th.
really been working on it.
What is that?
She's got
Family night.
Okay.
Who has this?
She's gotten about
Oh, yeah.
6 or 8 already speakers, guests to come.
Oh, for that night?
Just to be available.
Be
Or,
available to have like a table and give information. It's everything
Oh,
from
that's excellent.
Camp Spearheading, Camp Hope, and Autism Society, and she sent me a list several weeks ago. She may have some others by now.
Is she gonna pay them, or are they coming for free?
Well, you all
Because we
allocated
did, yeah, we
500.
did, I know, I was just
So,
wondering
but
if
I'm not
she
sure
gonna.
that these are ones that she, per parents, I'm not sure that any of these were people she was planning to pay. I think the money was gonna go,
For lunch.
or to have some, like lunch and learn or whatever, where they invite people in, and maybe speak, actually, discuss these things. So I think that's what she wanted to use the money for. She's been working real hard on it.
Oh, that's great, that's great. That'll work well. Okay, so, but we can discuss, what we're gonna have and everything, maybe next month. Y'all wanna wait till October to do that one?
yeah, that sounds good.
And it's October
October 2nd. That's
the
planning, don't you think? Yeah.
Well, other than Natasha doing it in this September the 17th, our first teacher luncheon.
Okay,
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
it's September what?
17th is what I got.
Well, I have not talked to Natasha. Y'all anybody talking to Natasha? Okay. We might have to make it the next week. I mean, just,
Okay.
and I will call
I mean,
Natasha.
she may again have it set up. I don't know.
Well, she might. I don't know. I'll
Yeah,
ask her.
maybe.
Any thought?
But usually she tells me. So, okay, I'll call Natasha and see what she's saying about,
It would be the 17th. It's down or everything.
if we pushed it back a week, the next
24th?
Wednesday would be the 24th. Are there any
So the
conflicts
24th
with
would
that?
be Staff lunch, the 25th is picture day, and the 26th would be challenge day. So,
That'd be okay,
is that a
though.
lot
Wouldn't
for
that be
me?
okay?
It's lunch.
It's just lunch.
Could probably like it.
Okay, and can anybody work on the 24th?
We're
If
talking
we
about,
push it to that.
we are talking about 24th of September, right?
Yes.
So, the 24th.
I'm out.
You're out.
I cannot,
Okay.
I should be able to do it.
Okay, I can do it. If you
Michelle,
want,
Sarah, Jamie.
me and you, if she needs us. But I will call her and I'll just text you and let you know what the deal is.
Yeah, I
Okay?
should be able to do that.
She wants to do it on the 24th and set it up. Okay. Let's see. Do you want to say anything else to everyone?
I was just looking to see if I could find Sharon's, I was gonna tell
Oh,
you
yeah.
exactly who she has, because she sent that to me, but I did not see it. I know it was not-
I'm going to ask her about, that palliative care. Remember, I
Yes.
mentioned that with Dr. Stroud?
She was very interested
He
in
would,
doing that.
they would love to come talk to this group.
Okay.
Or at least be available to answer questions.
You know what? There's also a palliative care team with Hands of Hope now too.
Oh,
Because
really?
we just signed up for that
Yeah.
for Rebecca.
Okay.
It's outside of the hospital.
Yeah, they're inside, but they're trying to get enough funding to also
I
be
know, but it's going to be
outpatient.
a while before they have
Probably.
it. But there is an
Probably.
outpatient palliative care team right now
Oh,
with Hands of Hope.
Okay.
So we just had a meeting with them, and if I had thought about it, I would have. I'll ask
It's a
them.
great, offering, maybe they could come since it's outpatient.
And also in November, there's that photographer that's coming to Greenville.
I know what you're talking
I
about.
wonder if that group would have want to hand out anything or give information.
What, a special needs
Um,
photographer?
I can't think of his name. It's the photographer that does pictures of, like, he started out doing people with what's it called? Albinism. And then he takes groups of people that are in creates beautiful photos for a group that traditionally would be excluded from those kinds of photograph in regular media.
Right.
And so he has I can't think of his name, and Rebecca just had a picture taken by him at a conference, Trust-Image conference. But he's amazing. And so
that would be neat.
there's like a Wives of Physicians Society
Yes,
group.
that's what I saw, that they're sponsoring it.
Yeah, they're sponsoring it, and they're going to be bringing him in, Rick Giordi, and they're doing a gala in November. I don't have the date on my calendar because I don't think they had it firmed up, but sometime in November there's going to be a big gala, and they're going to do something similar where they have all the different groups come in and provide information, but it's going to be free for special needs kids and their families, and they're going to be providing a dinner and all kinds of, and the free photographs and session and all kinds of stuff.
I did find Sharon's list. I'm gonna get out. She so far had confirmed Family Connection, BDSN, Camp Spearhead, Camp Hope, Autism Society, Assistive Tech Project, Fans. We're still working on our free reduced lunch, so we wanted somebody to come that could sign people up. And she said she was still waiting to hear from, at that point, from Children's Clinic and Pro Parents. But I put these down too, and I'll mention those to her as well. So, and any other suggestions that you like, that'd be great. She's on it. The only other thing, and I don't know, certainly wouldn't even ask you all to make a decision about this or discuss it, but I did have an email from Jennifer Ball about our needing a laminator. I didn't know that would be anything you all would be interested in providing. Has ours just gone down?
I walked in one morning and somehow the bar had been snapped off and I can't fix it. So.
And our teachers do use the laminator.
Has anyone have you?
Priced one?
Well, there's a profit on this, but there's one we have.
The cheapest one I found was $9 something roughly. And that's for one of the big, I mean, it's the old ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not cheap. It's
No.
the big laminator that.
And nobody fixes.
No, not yet. I've got Angela trying to figure out, see if she can fix it, but just.
I mean,
in
if
case
there's
we
like
can't fix it.
Laminator repair.
Yeah.
Or maybe so outdated, you can't find parts.
No.
They've done this over 8
Now that probably has some age on it too.
I'm pretty sure
Close
that
to-
that one
at least
is from
10
the old
years
school.
old. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're older.
It was here when Ada was here.
Oh, God, really?
That's pretty old.
Yeah, that's old.
It's dinosaur.
Wow. Well, I mean, we are, I don't know. I mean, we started the year with 23 grand, projecting 22 in expenses, income projecting 21. We're spending everything we made last year. I don't know. I mean, it's up. Do we want to think about it for a month, or do we?
I mean,
You could do some research and
Let's
get a
do-
solid price and.
You've been on Craigslist, any of that, look through them, to see if there's one on it.
And what about a more updated one? What are they priced?
I found one on.
Get that.
Well, I'm just curious, how much is that? About 2,000.
2,000.
It turns off by itself, so I don't go home and worry about the building catching on fire.
Yeah.
As soon as I turn the laminator
Yeah.
off.
That would be good.
It does seem that would be the way to go versus
well, you know,
purchasing
that's a
at the
project
store.
we can talk about in the Clemson
Some
people.
people.
That's what
So
I was
we
thinking.
need a laminator.
But I think we ought to do the, personally, I think we ought to go for an updated one.
Absolutely,
yeah.
go for the 2,000.
Yeah, because
Absolutely.
Like she said, it shuts up by itself. You don't have to worry about the
so
building.
why do we want to spend $1,000 on an old
No,
one?
that's
No,
right.
no. So,
Well, and maybe one of these places might be willing to give us a special needs children rate,
you know,
or a
right.
donation, or a,
Inform them how much our children do
Wholesale
artwork
cost.
and, yeah.
And definitely the one you're talking about is a bargain, because I'm looking at one for $6,999.
Yeah, I thought you
I'm looking at one for 20,000.
Wow.
And I swear this is the one they have it like.
All right, now what if I just tell the
It's a
principal
huge one.
we need
It's
a
like
new
the one you
updated
get
rules
posters.
laminator and
let
let
them come
them
up with what kind of.
Come up with
do a fundraiser.
a fundraiser.
Or something. Yeah.
Yes.
That would be
Right.
I'll just throw that by her. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
we can do have them do both. We got a fall and spring. We got laminators, and then we've got welcome.
Yeah.
We can use you for 2 different semesters. So she'll have different people, right?
Right. Oh, well, yeah, I'm sure it's students in a class.
So
Yeah.
you'll have these groups, and then come spring, and then another group.
Right.
Oh, they'll come up with something. They're.
Well, they should. They're going to Clemson.
That's right.
Sure. Yes. Yes. Okay.
So when are we going to Clemson?
It's no.
Oh, okay.
It's a group.
Going to
I
Clemson,
guess like
what?
a volunteer group.
It's a
Okay, gotcha.
Students.
Student volunteer society.
Society. That's
Oh,
what
it's
it
that
is.
side. Okay.
She was just saying in the other meeting that, they, well, Linda, one of them that goes to her church and was saying that they wanted to, help us out, if we had specific things, that they could maybe help us out with. Or,
Okay, she is the current president of Clemson's chapter of the Council for Exceptional Children.
oh,
Yes. Right now, I don't have
And
teachers.
they are looking for
Ask
service
me to find a
opportunities.
volunteer.
yeah, that's what it was. So,
Great.
I thought they just came here to do their hours or
We'll give them
something.
one. All right.
Yeah.
Call
It's
it.
coming, I'm sure.
Those big ticket items are really hard for us. Like, we don't have a piano over at Hollis, and so our music teacher takes her own personal keyboard, which is kind of troubling. We did find a piano at the warehouse, but I don't know if that's going to work out for us or not, but I asked her to go check it out, because we could afford it, tuning, and maybe the cleaning, and a couple other things. We just can't afford it. It's an upright. So she was going to check it out, but she's applied for a grant, and, we're really looking at every grant opportunity we can find to cover some of these things. The music teachers have a grant out for equipment. She was going to see if she could get in on that.
It'd be better to get like a digital piano
Sure.
for about
it'd be better.
$5,000, and then you don't have to worry about tuning.
Well, and this, definitely. This one at the warehouse will be free, but it is
Yeah.
definitely an oldie goldie like would have been in my grandmother's house or something. So she was going to go see if it's even worth it. I just hated to see her having to load her keyboard and take a
Yes.
chance on dropping it and, all that kind of stuff.
Another one of those places, contact the store and see if they have
Yeah,
an opportunity to donate tax deductible.
Those would also, maybe on the website, we could do a list of needs and put piano, commercial laminator, put some things out there that,
Like on Donor's Choice even. Yesterday in faculty meeting,
that'd be
I
good.
encouraged everybody to look at Donor's Choice and Digital Wish, because those are both sites where you can post what you'd like to have, and other people may look at it and say, one of the teachers at Alexander last year generated $45,000 worth of stuff from Donor's Choice.
Huh.
and I actually,
choice.
Yeah, y'all check that out. Digital Wish is the other one.
Digital Wish.
And
Okay.
do we have an account with them or
I
something?
don't know, maybe it's just a website, I guess, and you go.
And you just put in probably your
And digital
5-7
what?
Or your
federal
phone.
identification number and all that.
I
Nonprofit
don't
number.
really, I don't know. Rebecca Williams got a rub.
No, but I'm saying
And
if you need the, well, she probably didn't have
I
an
think-
EIN number.
I think they really go to the individual teacher, or like if you already go to you individually, you could donate.
But you have that
Send it to
step
change
each.
it.
there's also a system I found that I wanted to forward you and everybody the information to take a look at. Because this would be the perfect school to implement it. It's called Eagle's Eye, and it's for, it's like an iTalk system, but it's designed specifically for individual students. You actually stick some electrodes on the face and forehead around the eyes, because every time your eye blinks or moves, you have got muscles that do that, and it detects really minute movements. And this article is about a trisomy 18 girl who's 17 years old who lives in Alaska, and she is very severely disabled. She doesn't sit up, she doesn't talk, she doesn't communicate. I mean, for all intents and purposes, those outside the family probably look at her and think that,
Nothing's going on.
yeah, that nothing's going on. Well, in Alaska, they outfitted kids in this one school with these systems, and they said that, and this girl is going to school for the first time in her life. The school encouraged the family to try to let her go. They said that they think that she could do data entry work when she gets out of school, and she is clicking on, she's surfing the internet and doing things with the system, and nobody thought that anything was going on in her head, and it's really amazing. And so I had contacted them to try to get information from my daughter. I was like, oh my goodness, this system would be so awesome at Washington Center. Each unit is $800, and then you have to pay for the training and for the people to come out and set it up for, to learn how to use it and everything. And that $800 is just cost. It's a nonprofit organization that's creating them specific for,
Well, send us and we'll get it to our speech people, because that's definitely an outcome.
Because remember a couple of years ago, Melissa was we were looking at that Toby PCI, which is...
Well, this is much more complex than all
It
the
sounds
iTalk
like-
systems.
sounds
because
like it
is
is,
much more
yeah.
sensitive.
Yeah.
Kids that don't have a lot of control of their body can use this system.
Yeah.
So
Sounds great.
I think for severely disabled kids, it's like what a lot of those autistic programs are on iPads that have opened up doors. It's kind of like the same thing for those that.
Oh, I think modern technology has opened up the doors for our kids a lot.
So I'll send the link to the article and the video so that everybody can take a look at it, because it's really, I was bawling by the end. It's just a 3-minute video, but it had me crying just thinking about the possibilities.
Okay. Do we have a PTA teacher rep this year? Is it Anita again? Or should we get a new one? Or?
We may need to get it. We had Anita because she was teacher of the year, so I think it would be Amy. And I thought about that today before you all got here.
Okay.
That, I guess we could invite Amy Darling to and I thought maybe she met with us once last year already.
She came to Amy came to the meeting when she was asking for money for the ice cream truck.
Okay, see, because she was here, I thought she knew, and since I sent my 911, I knew everybody knew.
Yeah, we all pop that.
Everybody that has that little apple.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
My app didn't download.
Got my remind last night. I was like, oh.
You sure?
Well, I don't see it on here.
It's a little cloud.
I got mine last night.
Go into your text.
So you're not going down.
It says that then I go in there and it says I'm already signed up.
Okay, the laminator or the piano keyboard.
Oh,
Well, if she could get a piano from the warehouse.
so yours says something?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm an app, but I can check.
Oh, okay, so you
Yeah,
sent
but
that
I
little
don't
line?
But I can check.
Okay. So then great, you're on
Look at the text, so when she texts.
All right, well, I can sort that out. I like
See, you might be like mine, you thought it was everything in mine.
So did you go to see the other day?
I wasn't sure.
Well, that's true.
This girl's running.
No, Bob Jones. September 26th.
It's okay. Bob Jones.
Yeah, Bob Jones.
Is this
Furman
the
one's in the
first
spring.
one you sent out? Through there? Did you send any more? I haven't gotten any.
Well, look at your text message. There should be one last night about supper time.
Did you find one?
Yeah.
I did. We are going to begin it on October the 24th.
Okay,
And it will do November the 14th.
Really?
Okay.
Okay, so you and I will figure out staff lunch after you speak with Natasha.
Natasha, and see if she
So it'll be the 24th.
has done anything about it, or
We need to
she's
put the post
Do you
Did
want
she
to wait to
respond
see if
to
she's,
anybody, or-
do you want to wait to see if she's already planned something for the 17th before?
Or
Just to the
or if she made plans for the 17th.
Anybody.
I know, I kind of doubt, although she may have though, she may have. I don't know, is the 17th good with you? I don't.
Just hate for her to have something
Yes.
for the 17th. but-
Okay, I'm gonna say, put it, something in again about the PTA membership on, Sunday. I send the staff something on Sunday afternoon. I would put it on Friday too. And then the 12th is the cutoff for cheer day.
When you do your announcement on Fridays, like you do, will you put a reminder in for that too, for this Friday?
For this Friday.
Yeah, this Friday coming, to remind him that next Friday is, the 12th is the.
Yeah, and I think I've been putting it, it's been my plan, was it not in there this last week? I tried to put that in every time. You didn't listen to it?
I listened to it, it was on recording, and that I'm like,
Yeah, I know, really, I do that. Northwood calls our house and I go, really?
I need to save her.
And then she's the one sending them out for the school election.
It doesn't hurt my feelings.
Well, I'm pretty sure you mentioned that we sent it out when school first started, but I don't remember if you mentioned anything this past Friday
But I
about it.
tried to have it on the list every year to remind them. But I did debate this last week, so I wasn't sure when the time ended. But I'll put it in this week. And there weren't any, your teacher lunches not for next week, right?
No.
No.
When is the first one?
It'll
Probably
either
the
be
24th, possibly the 17th if it's been.
Yeah, if she's already planned it and come up with a vendor and everything, then she should be putting out a thing. Well,
Next
today's
week.
already
Do you want me to
done.
just text her real quick?
Oh,
and see?
yeah,
All right.
yeah, when she texts her, see if she responds. I'm guessing though that maybe she has not.
Because she did say she'd be working more this year, didn't she?
Oh, she did?
Didn't she?
Yeah.
Where is she working?
At a
Her son, yeah,
school
son,
thing.
actually, yeah, she got a position.
She's helping tutoring
That's it.
these little kids.
That's it.
Okay.
Linda, if you didn't get the message, it's probably because I got it twice.
You got
About
mine.
PTA.
Okay, I'll check. Office.
Okay. Does anyone have anything else they would like to add? Or should we go ahead and discuss family night? Well, what did we do last year? Did we do spaghetti, lasagna?
We did lasagna.
We bought them from.
Costco, wasn't it?
Yeah, because it was the year before that we did,
We did
we
the
served
spaghetti.
frozen meatballs.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's not do that one again.
Well, we just didn't get them, we should have, it would have been a piece of cake, we just didn't put them in the fridge.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
do you remember how stressed we all were trying to zap this?
But did we all had to cook the lasagnas at home?
We made the pasta.
No, they did it in the cafeteria.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
That's
they did.
exactly right. We did not have to.
Because I was like, they let us use the kitchen.
Yeah, they made
That's
it.
right,
That's
they let
right.
us use the kitchen.
It was
Okay. And she did last year cook the lasagna.
Yes.
Yeah.
She did.
As long as Pam or Pat and Linda
Yeah.
was here.
Yep.
But Linda hadn't came out of the hospital. I think Pat's the one and her son.
That's
They
right.
cooked all of
That's
it.
right.
That's right. They
So, yeah.
served.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
We need to
exactly
hook that
right.
up again.
Do y'all, should we do the same thing? Should we do lasagnas again, or should we go shopping, or?
It's not in meatballs. I can never do meatballs.
Well, I mean, it was good if we just, you know, yeah, like you said, just, you know,
That wasn't it.
that morning, just leave it packed.
Yeah, we just
Didn't we
needed
have way
They
too
were-
many? Didn't?
No, they were just frozen. I mean, we could have
We
put
just
that
didn't-
many in the
No,
crock pot.
but
They
did
just
it get
wasn't.
eaten? We had a lot left over the next day, though.
Yeah, we did.
The meatballs
I
and
mean,
the spaghetti.
we fed the staff lunch the next day, basically, didn't we?
Well, I think both years we did.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's no way we could. I mean, there's no
Just
way
trying to
we
remember
could
how many
bake
we
it.
bought last
The
year.
only other thing that would be
Yeah.
easy would be chili.
Yeah.
You know,
Chili.
but, you know, you put them in a bunch of crock pots and toppings and bread and salad.
Oh, that's good.
Duncan Chapel, I don't know if they do it every year or not, but they do this thing, they have a name that's, you know, catchy. I can't think what it is. The kids make soup bowls, and they
went to a
get the
thing.
soup done. I still got a couple of those bowls, but they get it donated. I think Atlanta Bread Company, and it donates the soup.
Oh,
And,
wow.
And I just happened to think about that, and they raise, it's a pretty big fundraiser, probably for soup kitchen or something like that. But it's nice. One other thing I'd like to mention to you all, and I hope you think this is a good idea, but we are looking for ways to reach out to other schools because, as we say over and over, we want to be part of them and us, and our children really belong to all of them because the kids that are geocoded from all over the district are here.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, at first we talked about, wouldn't it be great if we could invite to family night the families of kids in the magnet program and the satellite programs at Sarah Collins back in Maine. Well, that didn't seem like a great idea because y'all serve food, so that would be too much of an imposition. So we thought, well, we could charge them and not the others, but you'd still have to make more food, so that seemed like a bad idea. Yeah, really not good. So then we said, what if we invited the teachers from the satellite program? And then they would get this information and they could take it back to the people. It might be that none of them come, but I think it might be a nice overture and it wouldn't be a lot of people. And I mentioned that to Susan Griffin, who's the assistant superintendent for special ed, and she said she would like to come. I think probably some of the people that work with us, because some of these service providers, folks don't know very much about, and especially things like Camp Hope and Camp Spearhead and so forth. So I don't think it would involve a lot more people, but I wanted to ask you all before. We certainly haven't invited anybody.
So these are teachers of special needs children?
In the satellite program, that are in the satellite program.
Probably as long as we just had a count of how many's in every school. I mean, whether or not they show or not, just as long as we have a count of it, so in case they did it.
Yeah, because we could just always do more.
And I can get the count. As I say, I think at Sarah College there might be, it varies from year to year. There might be 6 or 7 classes, so maybe 6 or 7 teachers. And there may be more than that, I don't think at that moment. But I can certainly get that information.
So we're talking
that wouldn't be many at all.
If
that
3 of them came, it would be really nice. But it'd just be, I think, a nice gesture.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Oh, yeah. I think that's great.
It's sort of like when I invite people to my house, sometimes it doesn't matter if they come or not.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you always plan to have everybody.
I brought up before, where do my boys go to school? Langston Charter Middle School. They have to do volunteer work. And if we have a project or something they could do at the family night, we could set up a group of them to come out. They wouldn't have to eat because they would be coming as volunteers. But if we had something specific, like if we wanted to set up a station or something for them to do for the kids, Langston kids and families are great at collecting stuff and doing projects. Last year I had set up a field trip for Meyer Center kids to go horseback riding at Whispering Pines, and we had the middle school. They have 2 days set aside during the school year where they actually go out on a Friday and do volunteer work. They have to do volunteer work on that day, but they have so many hours per quarter they have to do. Well, we did on one of their volunteer days, and we had the families turn in treats and cowboy hats and bandanas and different things, and so we had gift bags for all the kids that went, and food, a big spread of food for everyone, and it was really neat. But I know that we could utilize Langston to do things too, and if we ever have these meetings that we want stuff for, I think it'd be really easy to have, to use them to get some things we need. They do a lot of fundraisers too, so if we had a specific project and a way for them to
I'll be right out. Thank you.
raise the money or whatever, I think we could utilize them for that too.
Or they could be servers.
How many more?
Because I
We'll
was
have
thinking-
plenty of flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have plenty of
What
ideas.
about, I know that one year we tried the Lego thing in the gym, but maybe just do little fun things for the kids in the gym, like a face painting station.
And you know what? You know what else
carnival,
would be
but,
nice?
Stations that the kids, the typical children and the regular kids can go. I don't know how big we would make it, but.
It'd be nice to have some babysitting at the meetings so that the parents could visit the different tables
All these
without little
speakers, they're going to
kids.
want to be talking to the
parents.
I mean, the DDSN Family Connection. They're going to want to be talking to the spearhead. I imagine they have a lot of questions. And the weekend program.
It would be nice.
You know, I got Katie signed up for 5 days for the weekend program this fall, and and nobody else goes. I'm always amazed that she's like the youngest one there.
And the one in this fall is for families, isn't it? Or is it just for the children? I was thinking there's a family.
Well, it's for adults too, children and adults. The Saturday programs.
I just knew there was a weekend. I have a neighbor whose family's going to go.
That's fair.
Well, yeah, they have one in like December.
What? Camp Spearhead?
Oh, Camp Spearhead.
How many do we usually have at family night? I mean, I've been a couple of times, but I wasn't standing there going.
Like 150, would y'all say?
But I think something like this will draw more families to come. Like,
Yeah, with the informational booths.
yeah.
It might be. That would be good. I went to a dinner at Greenville Women's Club, and they had the little soup bowls, and all the women there, they had each made like a pot of soup. And you put the soup into the bowl, and you went on through the line, and that was a neat. It was really neat type thing. I don't know if we could pull that off.
What, where the kids made the soup bowls, or?
No, there weren't any kids. It was adults.
At Duncan Chapel, the kids made the soup bowls. They were a little rocky.
Yeah.
Oh, they weren't, okay, because these were like Atlanta bread.
No, these the kids had made them and they fired them in the kiln and they sold them. And, well, I'm not sure that we ate the soup bowls. They were soup bowls, and I think we bought those. I
It
think
was
that
bread,
might have been
though,
a
wasn't it?
fundraiser. What?
It wasn't bread? The soup bowls weren't bread?
No. I don't remember what we ate the soup out of.
Oh.
But these were bowls. These were bread bowls.
Yeah, I'm talking about bread bowls.
No, the
That
one
was
that
a
I went
big
to years ago, they
fundraiser
had the
thing.
soup bowls, but we bought those, so I'm not sure we ate out of those. I'm not sure whether that was just something they were selling while we were there, but anyway, I just remember that the soup was all donated, which I thought was wonderful.
Soup was donated. Okay, I was thinking you were saying the bread was donated.
Well, people, we want to get people here, so
Yeah.
what have we done hot dogs?
A long time ago, we had Texas Roadhouse donate hot dogs and chilled. That was really nice when they did that. Of course, they showed up like 5 minutes before it was supposed to start at that time. I was pacing the floor, like getting ready to call dominoes. But that was very nice. But they,
Well, being we're so close to it, I don't know who would actually donate something this close. I mean, usually you have to put something like that in the year before,
Yeah.
so they can budget that.
yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know how that's going to work, but you can, on a spare of the last moment, have Food Lion or Buy Lowe's or anywhere like that to donate you buns and winnies, and you can buy chili by the bucket loads.
Well, you know,
and
even if we went to Costco and bought the hot dog and the chili, I mean, that would probably be really cheap too. I mean, that'd probably be as cheap, if not cheaper than
But I mean,
lasagna.
people did enjoy it. I mean, they seem to appreciate
We have done
the
Italian
lasagna.
cheese in a row, yeah.
That's a real meal versus a hot dog. Like, but I mean, I like a good hot dog. I just want to make
Well,
sure
you know, if we got
the meal brings
slaw and
baked beans.
baked beans with it,
You can always just go get the cake
oh yeah, the huge.
from the deli. They have all those.
I like the lasagna.
Yeah, the lasagna was good though,
You know, want to do
especially the way it worked out with
Oh, no, the cafeteria
The
says
cafeteria was huge.
willing to cook it.
Because if we don't get the cafeteria, that makes it hard
yeah.
trying to cook that stuff at home and bring it here.
Right.
Sliding on the car.
And let me know if you decide you need them, so I can let them know ahead of time that we need to have somebody in the kitchen.
All right, do we just want to do lasagna?
I just say, yeah.
Y'all want to keep it easy?
I think that's
Sure.
it. Everybody liked it last year, so.
I think everybody did. What do you think?
I think so, and who cares if it's the same thing that was served the previous year?
As long as they like it.
Yeah.
I don't think they care.
The thing with hot dogs and stuff like that is,
So lasagna.
I've got 5 kids and so many activities. Hot dogs are like
No, you do
I don't have time to
And then
cook
the little-
meal. I don't.
little
Brownie bites or
Brownie
something.
bites that we did. And don't get the Cool Whip this time. Get the
Don't.
frosting.
I know, that was,
You should have a list. Do you have a list of it?
The cream cheese frosting that comes in a can.
And the amounts
That
that we
kind of looked a
bought.
little.
knows when I got in here.
Yeah, I
It
bet.
just kind of goes. Alright, so lasagna, salad, rolls, brownie bites, and then we got tea, right?
Michelle.
Yeah, we had something.
Now, I
We
think
did have
this year
tea.
we had
Tea, water, lemonade, or
soft
tea?
drinks, didn't
We did.
we? We did soft drinks this year.
Soft drinks
Coke,
are
I know,
really
'cause I had
easier, actually, because
Yeah, because I remember we had the
they're,
tornado.
they're cheap and they're, you know.
And just for y'all's information, and I don't, this won't affect you, because I'm sure family night is, what time does it start?
6:30.
Because there is now.
There's a Clemson game.
That Thursday night?
Mm-hmm.
I think that was one other time.
I'm
I
just
don't know
wondering,
if it was
should we
last
make
year.
it earlier? Because
No.
there is a Clemson
Well,
game. My husband has already said, hey, I'm out of there at 7.
Schools are prohibited from selling anything that doesn't meet the healthy food standards between midnight and 30 minutes after school time. So just keep that in mind.
Well, we're not selling.
Well, you're not gonna sell it?
We've never
No.
had no problem with it
It's free.
before.
Give it. You
Hey,
can.
Yeah, it's for,
Yeah.
It's free.
but
You know what though, y'all, I mean,
we can't do it too much earlier because you got all those parents that working.
if you started at 6.
6 might be okay.
Well, I mean, we're
You
just
can't
gonna
make it
have to
much-
see what the cafeteria, it all depends on, if they don't.
You wanna
They
talk
want
to,
help.
I mean,
I
what
would
y'all,
say, I would
mean,
say
'cause really,
Pat
there-
Lynn Buck
there is
probably
a
would be
Clemson
okay with us
game.
to let know what time, the date. Check the calendars for the time of day, because I have to.
Yeah, they usually have a Thursday night game. I remember
Move
a
it to
year before
Wednesday?
last, or
No.
a couple years ago, they
Five
went
people.
we did it. Duran came to town one time and Mark he didn't let me live that down for a long time.
Really? Because you scheduled something for that night?
Yeah.
Sure, Jane, you know better than that, girl.
Okay.
It was
so
family
now
night.
you know.
That's right.